For 3 weeks, I was listed as a missing person by Interpol.
Wow.
When did this happen?
In the mid-90s.
Where were you? Had you actually disappeared?
I was in Morocco.
What were you doing there?
I was on a bike ride in Spain.
You were on a bike ride in Spain in Morocco.
Can I have a moment to chat with my client?
What happened was, I met someone in Spain on a train, a Moroccan
So hang on,
man.
was this bike ride in Spain happening on the train? It was like, because I know that you get those Spanish bike rides on trains in Morocco. It's probably one of those.
No, there was bad weather, and that's why I took the train from the north of Spain to the south of Spain, because apparently, according to the local newspaper, there was better, more agreeable bicycling weather.
How did you then get into Morocco, though?
That is because I met that Moroccan bloke on the train.
Which Moroccan bloke?
Yeah, does he have a name?
I can't quite remember, but it was Mohammed or something.
But Mohammed the Moroccan, you met on the train in Spain.
He asked me if I wanted to join him to go to Morocco. And then I thought, well, I've never been outside Europe. In for a penny, in for a pound. So
you were picked up by a strange Moroccan on a train and agreed to go back to Morocco with him.
What's the worst that can happen?
How did you find out that you were on the Interpol list?
I realised only once I rang my parents, once I was back in Spain. And I rang my parents, and for them it was like someone found them from beyond the grave.
So why didn't you ring your parents from Morocco?
Because that man, that Mohammed,
You remember Mohammed, don't you?
Yeah.
He was the man on the train.
The Moroccan on the train.
The Moroccan on the train who invited him back to his house.
So and then when I was staying with Mustafa and his family...
From what port did you leave Spain and into which port did you enter Morocco?
Question.
Well, we left Spain, if I remember correctly, from Algeciras and went over to Ceuta, which is one of the 2 Spanish enclaves in the north of Morocco.
Good answer.
I think you've just clutched victory from the jaws of defeat.
How was it then resolved? How did you end up getting off of the list?
Well, hang on a minute, we're jumping ahead here.
Yeah.
What the hell
He's
did
allowed
you
to
in
do that,
Morocco?
isn't he?
What were you doing?
I was travelling with Mohammed.
My client is getting mixed up because at passport control they said you must have a passport. And he's getting a bit mixed up with the names.
I'm curious as to the fact that Interpol has a missing persons list.
Yeah, no, what happened is my parents got involved and they got Interpol involved.
Right.
And I sent a few postcards, one of them, to my friend Mack. And on that postcard I wrote, I've joined the Foreign Legion. Probably see you never again, have a good life or something. And then, Mack, being a quite clever boy, so, OK, with this postcard I can have a lot of fun. I go round Henning's parents and say them something along the lines of, Herr Wehn, Frau Wehn, you might be interested in this.
Sorry, so your friend Mark
Yes.
used this postcard to mentally torture your parents? I'll make his parents think he's disappeared forever for a laugh.
Well, it's German sense of humour.
What do we know about this Moroccan chap who we're calling Mohammed?
He hadn't been home for many, many years, and so we couldn't take the boat straight to Morocco. We had to go to one of the Spanish enclaves because he had to collect a suitcase full of books from a cafe in Ceuta.
Why did he have a suitcase full of books?
Because someone left them there for him.
But why books in a suitcase?
Well, it was back in the mid-90s, people were still reading.
So he went to a cafe in the Spanish enclave of Morocco
Yes.
to collect a suitcase which he told you was full of books.
Well, I suppose a friend of his left them there.
Yes, but
I
why?
mean, you know what it sometimes is like, isn't it? Like, well, I can't quite think of an example.
But if he could, it would be like that.
This Interpol list that you were on, can you just elaborate on how your parents got you onto it?
Well, they rang the consulate, and they rang all
Which
sorts
consulate?
of... The German one.
Which German consulate?
Well, the one in Morocco.
They
And
didn't
the
ring
one
the
in-
police. They rang the German consulate in Morocco.
Well, that's how you would go about it, wouldn't you? It's
I
no
don't
good
know.
ringing your local Bobby.
And what happens then with the list? Do you just... They have to tell Interpol, stop
Yeah.
looking for Henning. We
Yeah, I
found him.
suppose so, yeah.
Well, did they? For all
My
we know, they're
parents are
still
quite-
looking for you now.
I'm safe!
So what do you think, David? Does any of that have the ring of truth, or has he made all that up?
What do you think, Kirsty?
I think it's so odd and inconsistent and unlikely that it must be true.
Yeah, that's what I'm leaning towards as well.
Yeah.
I think that as well. I think it's true.
Yeah.
Henning, was that the truth, or were you telling a lie?
Well, this story is true. I was once arrested by border guards for illegally entering another country.
David's team, what do you think?
Which country?
It was in the mid-90s.
That's not a country.
No. And it was in Eastern Europe, so they changed names very quickly. So I'm not sure. It was either Czech Republic or Czechoslovakia. I don't know which.
You know what stage of its
Yeah, exactly.
dissolution it was at. Yeah. And what was the problem?
I didn't have my passport
Right.
Where had you left your passport?
at home.
Who were you with, by the way? Were you on your own, or
No, I
it-
was with a friend from back home, Pete.
friend from the pit?
No, with a person called Pete.
Is that his real name? Or is that a nickname?
Pete.
Oh, Pete.
No, P-I-T.
Oh, Pete.
Oh, is that
Pete.
Pete?
He's called Pete.
Like Brad Pitt, but
Yeah.
Pitt is his first name.
Otherwise, I would say Pete.
Yeah.
We were travelling on something that was called Schönes Wochenend-Ticket. And
That's German for National Express.
now, what it is German for, you can use any train you like as long as it's a slow train.
We have that system with all of our trains. OK, so you get off the train at the border.
You do.
Is it at that moment that you realise you don't have your passport?
Yes. So we wanted to go into Czechoslovakia. So I didn't have my passport. So the obvious thing to do is don't go across where the border guards are, but go a mile off into the fields and cross there. If then someone wants to see your passport, you say, oh, I must have lost it.
Roughly how far into Czechoslovakia, in whatever form it was, were you?
I was about, give or take, a mile. I see in the distance, I see like two white lights. They're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then I realise it's a Jeep. And then they're driving towards us.
I'm quite gripped by this story.
The Jeep then just stopped, and then there is 4 people jumping out with automatic rifles and dogs.
Automatic dogs.
What sort of dogs were they?
I didn't ask for their names. But
Neither did Alex.
They were terrifying dogs, probably Alsatians or something.
What happened? They're all around you. So
Well,
what
they
do
all
they say?
jump out with their rifles, don't they? And then saying, or whatever their language is. So, and then we had to get in the Jeep, and then we were driving off into Czechoslovakia, and then we ended up in some woods. One of them jumps out, opens a gate that I didn't even see was there. Then there is some little wooden hut. And was someone in there that spoke German. We got on well with that fella, and our excuse was, they would say, we had no idea that we crossed the border.
Yeah.
So, and then, well, they didn't fully buy it, but they knew there was little point executing us.
What happens then?
And now, the funny story begins. They said, you'll have to pay a penalty.
Oh, the Germans and penalties.
That
Not
penalty...
Never again, please.
Then the Czechs drove us back to the German border, handed us over to the German border guards, and then they congratulated us on being the first illegal immigrants from Germany into Czechoslovakia.
Well, there we are. David, what are you and your team thinking?
It's the travel card thing. It just seems right.
No, I think on an emotional level, having spent so long hearing that story, we need it to be true. Yeah. We need something.
We need it to be true,
Yeah.
because a lot of our life went into that.
So
yes,
you're going to say
on that
true?
emotional level, I think we have to say true.
You're saying it's true. Henning, truth or lie?
Well, that story is actually true.
Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. Now, this week, each of Lee's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest, and it's up to David's team to spot who's telling the truth. So, please welcome this week's special guest, Nicola. So, Ben, first of all, what is Nicola to you?
This is Nicola, and she taught me how to talk to crows.
Henning, how do you know Nicola?
This is Nicola, and I told my parents to sack her as my babysitter because she failed to read my bedtime stories with enough emotion.
And finally, Lee, your relationship with Nicola.
This is Nicola. I once chased her for 40 miles down the M3 because I thought she'd stolen my phone.
David's team, where to begin?
So, Ben, why did you need to talk to crows?
Because, well, I'm writing a book, and
My publisher is a crow.
and it's a book about aliens. So I got interested in the idea of communicating with other intelligences. Then I thought, are there any animals on Earth that we can communicate with? And I found out that Nicola was an expert on crows and had discovered they're very intelligent.
So what sort of thing have you learnt to say to crows?
Well, we're only really at the basic sort of introductory.
Like Greenbutt, hello, how are you?
Take me to your leader.
How to present yourself to a crow.
How do you present yourself to a crow?
So you go,
Hello, crow. Hello, crow. How are you, crow? Hello. Hello.
So that's what Nicola has been teaching you. That's how you talk to crows. You do that with your head and you go, hello, crow. How are you? Hello. When's your next lesson? You'll be,
do you have the block book?
How to say goodbye to a crow. I've got a hunch about what it might be.
Right, David, who would you like to move on to?
Henning. What was wrong with the bedtime story?
I didn't enjoy the way she read the bedside story to me.
What sort of stories? Give us an example.
She was reading Hansel and Gretel to me, and then the witch ends up in the oven. And she read that in a very compassionate way.
Towards the witch?
Yeah. And the good thing at that point is all about the witch got what she had coming, and that's how I like the story read to me.
You didn't like any complexity in the character.
No, I like the complexity. I
I
don't like the compassion towards the witch because she's a witch.
OK, so Hansel and Gretel shoved the witch in the oven, slammed the door, turned it up to gas mark 6.
No, always preheat the oven before cooking a witch.
Let's assume it's preheated.
OK.
Slam the door, turn it up, and then walk out into the forest. How did she misdeliver that line?
Well, it was in German, so it was like...
Is she German?
Nicola, yeah.
Ah.
You mean yeah?
Yeah.
Nicola's a classic German name, isn't it?
Nicola Schmidt.
So she was weeping for the witch, or what? What's...
I don't want to have to say this now, but I just didn't overly like her. That's obviously not how I told it to my parents, isn't it? I said to my parents, yeah, she didn't put any butter on the bread and all that business, and didn't get me anything to drink, so, I mean...
I stuck her in the oven.
OK, what about Lee?
Oh, Lee's is not true. So, how did you come to the mistaken belief that she'd stolen your phone?
Well, it's an interesting story. I was on the border of Czechoslovakia. I was in a restaurant with my wife and children, and we left the restaurant and we got back to the house, and I suddenly realised my mobile phone was missing. So I thought... we came to the conclusion that my 2-year-old, who's always picking things up and running around tables because, you know, I'm not a good parent and they can run around in restaurants, had picked it up and had done something with it. And so I looked at my iPad, which has a thing on it where it tells you where your phone is, an app, if you've lost your phone. So I pressed that.
You looked at your tablet, didn't you? As opposed to a specific.
Oh, as opposed to a specific one. Sorry, I looked at my tablet, which I'd previously bought from Curry's. So I decided I've got one of these handheld devices. Let's call it a tablet. And on this tablet, it tells you where your phone is.
Like an iPad.
Can I...
So I checked the app, and sure enough, my phone was doing the little blinky thing, and it was in a street not too far from the restaurant. So I thought, oh, well, maybe my child hasn't taken this phone at all. Maybe it's been stolen. So I rung my mate up straight away, because I'm a coward. I didn't want to go on my own. So he held the iPad. We drove off. We followed the little dot. But then, when we got close, the dot started moving. So we have to follow the dot.
Right.
The dot gets on the M3, and we're following the dot on the M3.
Right.
And we travel for about 40 miles.
But Nicola could have noticed you in the rear-view mirror, saying, I'm being followed by 2 weird men.
I think you'll find on motorways you're often followed by the same car for quite a while. How paranoid are you? He's been behind us for the last 5 minutes. We're on a motorway, David. I know, but something's not right. There's one beside me now. I wasn't right behind it because the dot was moving and I was chasing the dot for a long time. When we were probably about 5 miles away from the dot, because the dot was racing off ahead, we raced after, stopped, and we sussed out that it was a service station on the M3. So we pulled into the service station.
Yeah.
And that's when the next thing happened. Give me a minute.
How could you tell which of the many cars parked in the service station?
That's a very good question.
Thank you.
I wish I had a very good answer. I phoned the phone.
Ah, very
Good, eh?
clever.
And it's at that point we see a woman getting out of a car, looking confused, and then looking inside a bag, a shopping bag, takes the phone out, and at this point I think, that's my phone, and she looks innocent because she's looking all confused. To which I go over, I say, that's my phone. And she said, I, honest to God, have no idea how it got in there. And then I start thinking the 2-year-old did pick it up and put it in the bag, and so ends the case for the defence.
Right, we need an answer. So, David's team, is Nicola Ben's bird botherer, Henning's boring babysitter, or Lee's phone pincher? What do you think?
I got a funny feeling about the crows.
Yeah, I've lovely idea that you're spending your free time wiggling your head in front of a crow, talking in a high-pitched voice.
So, sorry, you two are leaning towards believing the crows. I'm finding the crow story the least convincing at the moment. I'm not saying it's impossible.
Do you believe Lee?
As a matter of principle, no. I think it's probably Henning. I think Henning's could have been the sort of vicious little child who would have a babysitter summarily dismissed for no good reason at all.
Which way are you going, Alex?
Do you know what? I'm going to stick my neck on the line. I think Lee.
I even
You
getting
think
a
it's
look
Lee?
in?
Yeah.
Doom?
I initially thought it was Lee. Completely, from the very beginning, when I heard what the three things were, I went, it's definitely Lee.
I'm not going to overrule. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Henning. We'll go for Lee.
You're saying it's Lee,
Yeah.
with a little suspicion that it's Henning. OK.
Right.
Nicola, would you please reveal your true identity?
My name is Nicola, and I taught Ben how to talk to crows.
Thank you very much, Nicola.
For 3 weeks, I carted an empty box around without realising that what I bought wasn't actually in it.
David's team.
Right. What was it? What did you imagine it was?
What it was a... No, don't let me lie. It was there was a plastic Christmas tree.
That's what you thought was in there?
Absolutely.
For 3 weeks.
But that's something you open quite quickly after buying it, a Christmas tree.
No, it's about the suspense, isn't it? Christmas is all about suspense, and...
I don't think it's all about suspense. Yeah. Because, in general, when you buy a box that you think contains an artificial Christmas tree, you just assume that it does. You don't go, oh, I wonder if it's really in there. Because if you're seriously wondering if it's really in there, you'd check before you left the shop, wouldn't you?
Yeah, maybe I'd chosen my words not very wisely. Some of it got lost in translation.
Where did you buy it, by the way?
At Argos.
As you left the shop, did it not occur to you that it was quite light, this box?
Yes, but what... Yeah, but now it gets interesting. No, because shortly before that, I'd started doing yoga to increase my... to improve my core strength. So I didn't think any of it. I thought in such good physical shape, I can lift that box without it straining me.
The queues at Argos are huge.
Yeah.
How long was you in the queue for?
For ages.
So it was a few weeks later that you opened it, ready for Christmas. Nothing was in there. What happened next?
Well, I kept the box, didn't I?
So you went on to have this Christmas without a Christmas tree in your flat?
I actually, believe it or not, I did use the box instead of the Christmas tree.
As a tree?
Because there was pictures of a Christmas tree on the outside.
The saddest Christmas ever.
I have one further question.
Yes?
Why were you carrying this box around with you for 3 weeks?
When I say I didn't take it to social occasion, I didn't say to the box, do we want to go down the park? And then the box at what, end of November? Far too cold. So,
I did not ask you whether or not you socialised with the box.
I tell you what, I took the box into town with me on one occasion. I went all the way into Leicester Square with the box.
Why, on the occasion that you were going into Leicester Square, did you take it with you?
That is a very good question, David. Yeah. And I shall give you the answer. Because the box and I... going to do a comedy show.
On how many journeys did you take this Christmas tree, other than the one from Argos to your flat and the one from your flat to the comedy show in Leicester Square?
Can we just keep it a bit lighter? He's not up for a war crime.
Not on this occasion, anyway.
David, what do you think?
What do you think, Sean?
I'm sort of having it, a little bit. Because anything you buy from Argos, even if it's a big wardrobe, it doesn't weigh anything when you walk out with the box.
Are you an Argos man, Sean?
I used to be.
Really?
Big time, yeah.
What stopped you?
Fame.
Tom?
I think he's... I mean, it's a
Sort of.
ridiculous story. But, I mean, he's a canny fella.
So, shall we go for true?
Yeah.
True?
Yeah.
We're going to say true.
All right. Henning, truth or lie?
This story is true.
Next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. Now, this week, each of Lee's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest, and it's up to David's team to spot who's telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest, Bill. Henning, what is Bill to you?
This is Bill. I once bought an Irish accent mouth spray from him because I genuinely believed it would give me an Irish accent.
Clara, how do you know Bill?
So this is Bill, and when my chair broke, he let me sit on his back so I could interview Nicki Minaj.
All right. Finally, Lee, what's your relationship with Bill?
This is Bill. I had to leave my life drawing class when he walked in, disrobed, and I realised he was the man that sold me my sausages.
There we have it. Is Bill Clara's spare chair, Henning's spray cellar, or Lee's model mate? David's team, where would you like to begin?
Henning.
Henning Wehn.
So explain the thing about this spray.
Bill has actually got a shop. And I walked past his shop and I saw Irish accent spray. And I hadn't written a decent joke in a long time. I thought, well, let's get that spray.
So when you say you saw Irish accent spray, what do you mean?
Like well, it's like a helium balloon.
It's a balloon.
No, it's a spray, but it changes your accent.
Instead of making your voice more high-pitched, it makes it more Irish accented.
Yeah.
Although, mixed with the accent you've already got, God knows what that could do.
And what shop sells this? What shop?
Like one of them that you have got around Camden.
Bill's got a shop in Camden.
Yeah.
And his best product is a spray that makes you sound Irish.
Well, I didn't buy all his products, so I can't rank them.
But let's get the genre of shop clear. It's a sort of joke shop, is it?
Well, you call it as derogatively as you want.
By joke shop, I don't mean a risible shop. I mean a shop that sells joke items like whoopee cushions and...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, fake blood and... Yeah, that
Sounds
sort of
right.
shop. And when did this happen?
The best part of 10 years ago, say.
Was there a reason you needed to sound Irish?
No, it was just I thought that's another string to my bow.
Did you... So what... How did you imagine it being used in your stand-up?
Maybe if I tell a joke where Irishmen go to the pub.
Do you know a joke where Irishmen go to the pub that you could tell in your current accent, but you could mime the point at which you would have sprayed your...
It would like go... There is an English fella going into the pub and says, "Oh, jolly good morning, my good fellow."
Right.
And then...
Wow, and he didn't even have any spray for that.
Brilliant. Jolly good morning.
So you don't need the spray.
And then
you
not
can do
for
it.
English, not for... And then, Irishman goes in the pub, and then I spray.
Yeah, OK.
And then I go, top of the morning.
Who would you like to ask next?
Clara? Who's Nicki Minaj?
So, Nicki Minaj is a rapper.
There she is. My God, that's Sue Pollard.
Oh.
Nicki Minaj is a singer, basically.
Nicki Minaj is a singer, a rapper, one of those modern types.
In what context were you interviewing her?
I was interviewing her at a big festival.
So, like at
in the
Glastonbury
summer.
or something?
No, it was at Radio 1, actually. Big weekend, yeah.
And was it just on radio, the interview? Or
It was a red button situation as well.
So there were cameras as well?
Yeah. All eyes were on us. Obviously, she's like, you know, the main attraction, the big star, so I gave her, I guess, the better chair. I suspect people knew my chair was a little bit dodgy, but thought it would, you know, survive the interview. It got a bit creaky, and then one of the legs snapped off, and lovely Bill here was doing the sound, and then we only had about 5 seconds to go before we were going to go live. And then, yeah, Bill came in.
One thing you could have done is conduct the interview standing up.
Yeah, but, you know, you go with what the artist wants, and if she wants to sit down, I'm going to sit down.
How long was the interview going to be?
About, I think it ended up being about 6 minutes, 5 or 6 minutes.
It's a long time to stand, actually.
I mean, I'm guessing Bill's
Bill definitely looks like he fixes things, or leads, or wires, cameras.
He's sturdy.
It's a long time to be on all fours with someone sitting on you.
I reckon I could take you for a minute.
Yeah, try that out. Tom, sit on David.
I am not going to embarrass you. I'm going to put Tom on all fours and put you on his back. Let's give it a go.
We can all sit on it. It'd be like a sofa.
Be gentle, David.
Clara, talk us through the...
Do I have to come down lower?
That position?
Right?
Yeah, a little bit lower. Yeah, there you go.
This is a lot harder now. I'm in a crouch.
Yeah. No, that's what Bill did.
You want to do some more yoga, mate?
Yeah. Exactly. There you go.
So where should I sit?
Yeah, right in the middle there, facing me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about this.
Yeah.
That's all right, David.
I'm going to lower myself quite gently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I ask Sean to be a footstool?
Very gentle, very gentle.
I'm basically keeping most of the weight on my own knees.
No.
Oh, my God, my knees!
Sit back a bit.
What are you doing? Bill?
No, see, Bill didn't do that. And I definitely didn't sit anymore.
David Mitchell, Tom Davis.
So as you can see, that's easy to do.
That is not easy to do. David, well, you know...
Clara is not as heavy as David. She's not let herself go like that. I mean...
I will say one thing.
Yeah.
That on a grassy terrain...
Yes.
It'll be a lot easier.
It would.
I'm slipping all over the place. I'm sorry I let you down, David. Let me come to your house at Christmas if you're looking for another chair, and I'll do a better job, as long as you've got carpet.
David, would you like to move on to Lee?
Yeah.
Lee.
Yes, David.
So why were you going to a life drawing class?
Because I just decided that I wanted to learn something new, because I've not been big-headed, I've cracked everything else.
Yeah.
Why nudes, though? What was the attraction of the nude human form? You could have focused on fruit.
I do a little bit of fruit as it goes, but I wanted to expand.
So that's why...
I just thought naked men do that for me. I wanted to expand my repertoire. I'd cracked the fruit. I felt that when I kept showing my wife, and my wife would say, no idea. And then one day she went, is it an orange? I went, yeah. She went, it's time to move on.
And so you left your wife.
So I left my wife.
How many of these still life classes had you done before Bill popped in?
I'd probably done about 7 or 8.
How's Bill looking under there, body-wise? Bill, has he got a nice body, or...?
Has he got a nice body, naked?
Yeah.
I'd say he's firm. Yeah.
Sturdy.
Sturdy. I said to him, how come you're so firm? And he says, well, you try being in a chair every 3 weeks.
And you knew it was Nude Man Week?
Oh, yes, they told us. They said next week we're doing Nude Man.
Then you found out that your butcher was a nude model.
Not straight away, no. Right. He comes in, he teases you a little bit.
Right, yeah.
He comes in with a robe, he takes his belt off slowly, hangs it up like that, then he turns the other way and he might do a little bit of a... Bit of a stretch, then he drops it, so you see his, may I say, pert cheeks. And at this point, I'm thinking, right, I should be able to do this. Got my pencils out ready, and then he turned slowly. And that's when I saw it. The face of Bill, the man who sells me sausages.
Right. So did he recognise you? Was it mutual?
Well, he just had his eyes fixed forward like he is tonight. But as I passed, he had a look on his face like he was going to say, I'm doing discounts on burgers on Saturday. He didn't do it. He's professional. He stopped himself like that. And it was awkward. So I simply got dressed and went home. Did I not mention that bit? I say life droid, it was a car park and he was in a Ford Fiesta.
We need an answer. So, David's team. Is Bill Clara's spare chair, Henning's spray cellar, or Lee's model mate?
I think we need to ask, are you absolutely sure that one of them is true?
Yes. Yes.
I think in the radio situation, I think they probably could find a chair or standing up. There's a better solution than for 6 minutes sitting on a human being.
What about Lee?
Well, it's just that's not true.
I've got to say that he's literally not moved. He's not shown any emotion. Now, if I'm going to draw a man naked, I'm going to draw Bill.
What do you think, Sean?
I've just got to go for Bill being sat on...
You think Clara?
No, I'm changing my mind now because he's German, so he could possibly believe about a spray wound.
Right. Have you just noticed now that Henning is German?
Just this second, yeah.
So you think Henning now?
No, I'll stick with Clara.
Stick with Clara, and you'll stick with Lee. Yeah. You see, I think it's Henning.
You think it's Henning?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. We're going to go Henning. Yeah.
OK, Bill, would you please reveal your true identity?
My name is Bill, and Henning bought an Irish breast spray.
That's what you bought, Henning, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
And you genuinely thought it would have an effect on your accent?
Of some description.
Lee, let me give it to you. It didn't work on Henning, but might work on you.
I don't think you gave me the right one.
Thank you very much, Bill. Thank you.
As a kid, my parents denied me chocolate, so every Easter I had to run around the garden and hunt the Easter onion.
The Easter onion, yes. David, where'd you begin?
Them were the days.
Why were you denied chocolate?
It's not good for you, is it?
And why did you hunt an onion? Why didn't you just say, I don't give a damn where that onion is. It's not a treat.
Well, you do what you're told to do, innit? As a kid.
So you would look for the onion, and you would find the onion, and you would say...
I'd say, da ist die Zwiebel.
What?
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 Well, there is, in German, it's saying, there's the onion.
What would happen then?
Then I would hold it aloft. And...
like a World Cup. And at what point in your family's Easter celebrations would the onion hunt occur?
Well, when on Easter Sunday.
On Easter Sunday, in the morning on Easter Sunday...
I would be out in the garden.
So, but before your parents were up, you were already out there.
Henning, do you get on with your parents?
Very well, yeah.
Are they nice?
Yeah, I mean, my father is dead, but he was a really jolly fella, and, yeah, my mother is all right, yeah.
I'm glad you didn't do the speech at the funeral.
Once you track the onion down, Henning, would you tuck into it?
Yeah, you have a bite.
Raw?
So,
of course.
So you're very pleased, you held the onion aloft, and then you took a bite out of it.
Yeah.
I do feel like you're more enchanted by onions than we are.
But obviously they mean a lot to me, because I knew Easter Sunday it was time to go in the garden and hunt the Easter onion.
What are you thinking, Rachel?
I was half believing him until the biting into it.
They're quite solid, aren't they? It's like a tennis ball, isn't it?
Yeah.
The thing is, I can bite into an onion because I wasn't allowed chocolate. That means my teeth are good.
Yeah.
Would your mother and your father, when he was alive, would they share the experience?
He would occasionally bite in an onion.
You'd hold it aloft, they'd say, well done, little Henning. And they'd all... Look what Henning has done. And then... He's holding it aloft. Quick. Get the camera. And then... Would they also tuck into the onion?
He was. Just thinking of that onion makes me eyes water.
What do you think? Is that truth? What do you think?
Well, even though he started crying at the memory, I don't... They're crocodile tears.
He does seem very moved, doesn't he?
What do you think, Alex?
I hope it's true, but I think it's not.
I think it's a lie.
It's a lie. You're saying it's a lie. Henning, did the Easter Bunny bring an onion?
Sadly, it's a lie. I once presented a woman at work with what I now realise was a deeply inappropriate gift.
David C.
What was the gift?
Dustpan and brush.
And what was the context in which you gave her a dustpan and brush?
Was her birthday.
And where were you working?
That was the company I was working for before I left for Britain.
And what did they do?
Essentially, they tried to bundle the demand of golf clubs.
Oh.
They tried to what? Bundle. So they wanted... So not golf club as in a stick, but a golf club as in the whole thing with 18 holes and facilities.
Yes. And you did... They did what to them?
Try to bundle it.
Bundle?
You know, that's a company that tried to bundle 18 old golf clubs.
You know, when you run a golf club, you've got certain needs. You need balls for the driving range, you need flags for the holes and whatnot. And obviously the manufacturers, they overcharge you, whilst if all the clubs come together and buy...
What the hell are you talking about?
What they're doing?
I'm only speaking on behalf of the nation.
I think I'm getting there. This was a company that organised separate golf clubs to act as a consortium in order to buy golfing equipment more inexpensively.
That is
exactly, concisely the business plan. Exactly right.
And what was your role?
Chief bundler.
Trying to recruit new members to the consortium, and went round to golf clubs for a jolly and then said, how about you need a flag?
How much you...
It sounds ever so slightly like a sort of like a mob protection racket. It sounds like you turned over and go, what a shame if something were to happen to this flag. Oops, it snapped.
Was it particularly difficult selling the bunkers? Genuine question. Genuine interest.
And why did you think that a dustpan and brush would be an appropriate present to start with?
Because we were... the day before, she was saying how much cleaning she had to do at home. And then I was in the supermarket, and then I saw, oh, look at that, that would be a nice present.
Henning, could you reenact the face of the gift recipient when she opened the present?
Do you want me to be you and you be the gift recipient?
Yeah, give me.
I'll do my best to you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
I have seen you trying to sell the flags and the clubs, like me. You do such a great job. We are bringing together so many of the different golf clubs in Germany. We should get a Nobel Peace Prize. But instead, I got you this.
Oh, thank you very much.
Alex, when you're there on the one show, do you exchange gifts? Do you and Matt Baker? Do you? It's me, Matt Baker. Do you?
Matt has brought me a variety of gifts over the years. Last year, a cup and saucer. It's one of those you'd put in a posh cupboard in your kitchen. There's only one ever, and it's in that one.
It's nice, I always think, in your house to put a few things aside for people to pack away when you're dead. I've got a few things in my house. You put them there, you sort of think, yeah, I won't be touching that again. But one day, when I'm dead, someone will have to deal with that.
All right, well, David, what do you think? Is it the truth?
It's true.
I think it's true.
Well, I think we think it's true.
It's true?
Yeah.
OK. Henning, was it true or was it a lie? Of course it's true. Because I already know what I look like. I do not have a single mirror in my house.
Please, T.
You don't own a mirror because you already know what you look like. Yeah, but none of us are looking in the mirror to remind ourselves what we look like. We're doing it to straighten our hair or brush our teeth.
Well, you need to look in the mirror to brush your teeth.
Yeah, I do, actually.
I use a toothbrush.
What about nasal hair and ear hair and things like that?
Well, there is so many mirrors about, if you really want to know. Any old cafe or restaurant.
Oh, right.
Yeah. You take
nasal clippers with you.
Yeah, well, don't you know it? Can't you feel if you've got nasal hair or not?
Well, yeah, but how do you get... Well, do you ever trim them with anything?
You said, yeah, but I can't feel if I've got nasal hair or not. Do I need to see a doctor about that? I can't...
Your nasal hair's massive. It's grown all over you.
When did the decision come to stop having mirrors?
It's not a conscious decision, but I don't like palaver.
So there's no palaver lamps in your house either? What about when you're shaving? How do you shave?
Oh, yeah, got an electric shaver. But...
Yeah, I know I've got an electric razor.
How do you know how much charge is in it if you can't see it reflected in the mirror?
I think you can look at it with your eyes.
Look at
it. You have a break, PC, and I will carry on with this interview.
OK, I'll tell you what, Henning. So you wake up in the morning, OK? It's time for Henning to do his ablutions. Talk us through it.
I get up.
Are you pyjamaed or do you sleep naked?
Halfway.
Please tell me you don't just wear a pyjama top.
No, I've got underpants and then usually no top on.
You sleep in just your underpants?
That's what I sleep in.
In Henning's underpants?
Yeah.
Come on, you get out of bed, what happens next?
Well, I have a shower.
Right.
Brush my teeth.
You haven't had a little look at yourself to go, oh dear, I don't look very good.
When did you last look in the mirror and thought, oh, I didn't think I would look like this?
Here's the thing, right? Your hair's, it's in place.
Yeah.
Well, you're not just feeling each individual strand, are you?
What do I need to do with my hair?
Don't get me started.
OK, what's it going to be? Truth or lie?
Simon?
I think it's a lie.
It's got to be a lie.
It's got to be a lie, yeah.
So you're saying it's a lie?
Yeah.
OK, Henning, no mirrors in your house. True or lie?
Absolutely true. I once got off a plane moments before takeoff because I couldn't be bothered to go on holiday.
Where were you planning to go on holiday?
I hadn't really planned it through. I was going out India way.
India way?
Goa airport.
Got it.
And when was this, Henning?
Earlier today.
I love it when Henning's on, because he's always got the subtext of, well, I didn't think people were going to start asking me questions.
A year or two ago.
It was just a year or two ago?
Yeah.
And the plane was on the tarmac? Was it actually...
Rather than in the air, yes. I didn't say, have you got a parachute for me?
how close to takeoff? Had they shut the door,
Well, I
for
wouldn't
example?
know, would I? I don't know when they were meant to be taking
Well,
off.
the thing
Yes,
is,
you
Henning,
do.
you were there. We weren't there.
Well, I wasn't there when it took off.
If you check luggage into the hold, I think you're then not allowed, because then you've got an unaccompanied bag.
What are
No,
the
that was
chances
only
he's going to say, yes, I checked luggage into the hold
Oh, I
now?
should have said...
Yeah, I mean, great.
Did you check... Oh, sorry.
Yeah, well done, QC.
No, I hadn't, because I was only going to India.
Classic hand luggage destination, that, isn't it?
I just thought, what's the point? Lots of people, right record going on their plane already. And I think, do I really want to sit on this for 10 hours to do then the same again in a few weeks' time? To land exactly where I'm now?
So you get off.
Well, the thing was... Listen, I tell you exactly what happened.
That's exactly what happened. I stayed on the plane, I went to India. This is a lie.
The air stewardess played that really clever. She said, can you stand in the tunnel? So it was just outside where we then walk onto the plane. She said...
Stand out there, they went, quick, close the doors.
And she says to me, have you been standing out here all along? Or had you been on the plane already? I've been standing out here all along. OK, then it's no problem.
Oh, my word. All right. What are we thinking, then? What do you think, Gary?
Well, I've only met Henning today, and I was already discerned that he's an awkward man. But I 100% think it's true.
What do you think?
I mean, it is quite a big deal to get off a plane when it's that
Well,
far
if you don't want to
ahead.
go, you don't want to go. What's the point of forcing yourself?
I must say, I think it's true.
Henning, they think it's true. Was that true, or was it, in fact, a lie?
Well, you are spot on. It was a truth.
Hey.